Ryan Reynolds' relationship with Blake Lively is under a lot of speculation now that they are in an intense legal battle with Justin Baldoni.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you all day.
Oh my god, I'm
Come on!
Get it in selfie mode. Be prepared. Can I get a photo? Of course. Thank you so much.
Ryan Reynolds' relationship with Blake Lively is now the subject of intense speculation amid a heated legal clash with Justin Baldoni. Everyone's asking what it really means to work with Blake again. There's nonstop chatter and exclamations like, "Oh my god, come on, get it together." It seems the once solid bond between Blake and Ryan has hit a rough patch, thanks to the drama surrounding the It Ends With Us lawsuit. While
Does it matter if I do that? Okay, I just it's kind of dead. Can I say it with a
many foresaw trouble in the Reynolds world, few are surprised as rumors of discord in their Hollywood paradise keep surfacing. The signs became unmistakable when Blake was spotted alone on the red carpet at another A Simple Favor event in Austin, Texas. Notably, Blake's solo appearance raised eyebrows. She stepped out in a striking latex dress that signaled her readiness to reclaim the limelight, later switching into a floor-length, peach-toned coat with silver accents paired with matching pants. Completing the look with a crisp white tee and pointed toe heels, she even accessorized with a Judith Liebherr martini-shaped purse valued at about $5,795. The bag even featured a yellow lemon ornament, likely a nod to her character's love for martinis. However, her dazzling entrance quickly faltered when she arrived at the premiere. The event got off to a rocky start when her very first sight was of a protester wearing a Blake Lied t-shirt and holding a sign demanding justice for Justin Baldoni. This was clear evidence that the controversy surrounding the It Ends With Us project was far from resolved. Adding to the tension,
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you all day.
Oh my god, I'm
Come on!
Get it in selfie mode. Be prepared. Can I get a photo? Of course. Thank you so much.
awkward moments abounded among Blake and her co-stars. When a reporter asked Anna Kendrick about working with Blake, her curt "talking about you all day" response revealed a definite rift between them. Throughout the event, aside from one group shot with the director, there were no photos showing a warm rapport between Blake and Anna.
Sure, thank you. What I hear is that it's not just Blake, it's Anna. The fact, yes, they hate each other. They hate each other. And from what I'm hearing, the sequel was a nightmare. A nightmare is what I heard. Was the word chosen. And now this is a source I trust who gave me a source who was there.
Just an unmistakable strain. According to insiders, the issue isn't solely about Blake. It runs deeper with Anna as well. Rumor has it that the two don't see eye to eye at all. Some say that the sequel to A Simple Favor was nothing short of a nightmare, with tensions escalating on set.
Obviously, Sean's already in a little bit of a rough place at the beginning of this story, and certainly things happen, and it gets a little outrageous.
One trusted source mentioned that while Blake excitedly recounted filming in Capri, Italy, Anna sat silently and looked uncomfortable, a stark reminder that issues had been simmering long before the Baldoni lawsuit and only intensified afterward.
Her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
The roots of the feud trace back to 2018, when Anna first met Blake on the set of A Simple Favor. Anna, who had only known Blake from brief interactions via her husband Ryan, initially thought Blake was a pleasant person. But once they began working together, the truth emerged. Blake wasn't content simply delivering her lines. She insisted on having creative input on everything from costume design to script details. At first, this headstrong approach might have seemed like passion and dedication. Yet, as the project wore on, it became apparent that Blake relished being the star in every aspect of the production. This didn't sit well with several cast members, and by the end of the film, everyone was eager to move on. Even Anna, who'd initially given her the benefit of the doubt, later realized from a revealing interview at the 2022 Forbes Power Women Summit that Blake admitted she never felt fulfilled by just following direction. She needed to shape the project her way. Blake's candid remarks only fanned the flames. She explained that whenever she was called to discuss her role, she made it clear she wasn't merely there to act. She wanted to imprint her own vision on the project. While many producers and directors resented what they saw as overstepping, Blake remained unwavering, asserting that it was crucial to stand up for what she believed, even if that meant being labeled difficult. After that telling interview, those set to work with her started bracing for the fallout. Anna Kendrick, cast alongside Blake in the sequel, was reportedly far from thrilled when she learned they'd be working together again. The lingering issues from their previous collaboration, coupled with Blake's on-set antics during the original A Simple Favor, meant that tensions were already high. One instance even saw Blake hint at jealousy, remarking that without a voice like Anna's, she might never be a Disney princess. While some interpreted it as a compliment, Anna saw it as clear envy. Matters came to a head during negotiations over top billing for the sequel. In the original film, Anna's name led the credits, so she expected the same treatment. However, Blake arrived with a list of demands insisting on top billing. After a tug-of-war between their representatives, a compromise was reached. A staggered billing arrangement was set, with Anna's name appearing first and Blake's name featured prominently on the right, a move known in Hollywood as equal billing. Neither side was completely happy, but they had no choice. The friction only deepened as negative reactions online began pouring in. When Anna shared a promotional poster for the upcoming film, the backlash was swift, with comments accusing Ryan of rewriting scenes that echoed Blake's controversial behavior during It Ends With Us. The mounting criticism made promoting the film even more challenging, and to make matters worse, Blake never reached out to apologize. She simply remained silent, further widening the gap. Some insiders close to Anna claim that Blake owes not just Anna, but everyone involved a sincere apology. They suggest that if Anna were in Blake's shoes, she wouldn't let personal grievances derail an entire project. Meanwhile, a dismissive response to a rumor on X, formerly Twitter, insisted that this is total BS and assured fans that the movie would be released soon. Even director Paul F. tried to defend Blake, insisting she's been nothing but supportive and a dream collaborator, though this didn't fully quell the online discontent. Other co-stars also revealed discomfort with Blake's red carpet presence. In one incident, Blake made a comment about co-star Michelle Marone's braless dress. In the video, after a quick adjustment of her own outfit, Blake laughed off the remark, while Marone appeared visibly uneasy, quickly turning away and making a dismissive gesture, likely anxious about being caught up in further legal drama. Despite all the backstage turmoil, Blake took to social media afterward, gushing about the event by comparing it to a rock concert and expressing gratitude for the movie's production. It was a stark contrast to the chaos behind the scenes, especially with Ryan absent to help deflect the backlash. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively once epitomized the Hollywood fairy tale couple. They first met on the set of Green in 2010, despite being in separate relationships, and by 2012, they'd secretly tied the knot in an intimate ceremony with close friends and family. Their love story continued to blossom with the arrival of their first daughter in December 2014, followed by their second in October 2019, and a third child in February 2023. For years, whenever tabloids hinted at cracks in their perfect life, the couple quickly debunked the rumors. But this time, they've chosen to remain mum about the unfolding drama. The latest rift reportedly began when Ryan's behavior on SNL went awry. At the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary event, both appeared together, Blake in a stunning floral gown and Ryan in a sleek black tux, posing for the cameras as if no $400 million lawsuit loomed over them. Yet, their body language told a different story. Blake looked notably anxious, clearly hoping no one would probe about the legal mess, perhaps worried Ryan might say something to worsen the situation. During the SNL show, the tension escalated. When the host casually asked, "Ryan, how's it going?" most would have steered clear of discussing their legal battles. Instead, Ryan launched into a joke about the whole ordeal. His attempt at humor only highlighted the gravity of their situation. The audience's laughter felt forced, a mere attempt to mask the discomfort in the room, and Blake's icy stare seemed to silently rebuke him for his choice of words. It was clear that Blake wanted to avoid turning their legal drama into fodder for SNL skits, especially since the controversy had originally stemmed from her portrayal as a victim. Ryan's lighthearted treatment of the matter not only trivialized the situation but also earned him a look that could have killed. Instead of stepping back, Ryan continued to joke about the lawsuit, first in Deadpool, where he even played a character reminiscent of Justin Baldoni, and then on SNL. In Deadpool, his character mimicked Baldoni's soft-spoken demeanor and over-the-top feminist energy, all while making pointed remarks about toxic masculinity. To add insult to injury, Ryan threw in a pregnancy-related jab, an area where Baldoni is notably outspoken. Although Baldoni's team quickly reacted, Ryan repeated his joke on live TV. In a desperate move to save face, he tried to pivot with a cone heads joke, asking if the materials used for the cone heads were edible. The hosts, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, rolled their eyes but played along. Unfortunately, Ryan's attempt only fueled further online outrage. The fallout was swift. Blake ended up taking the brunt of the criticism, with many online labeling her everything from a liar to a drama queen. Critics argued that Ryan's insensitive humor trivialized a serious matter, effectively punishing Baldoni for his alleged missteps. Even Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, expressed disbelief at the entire SNL debacle, remarking that he couldn't recall anyone whose spouse had ever made light of such a situation. Still, some sources maintained that Blake and Ryan were managing the crisis as best they could. They explained that Ryan's absence from the premiere of another A Simple Favor screening was a calculated move, a way to gauge public reaction on social media, even though the response turned overwhelmingly negative. Ultimately, Blake asked Ryan to skip the premiere, with both agreeing that under the intense scrutiny, working side by side might jeopardize not only their careers, but also their family's future. Reports even suggested that this decision was about safeguarding their individual incomes amid the controversy. Blake remains uncertain about the future direction of her career. While Ryan Starr has managed to weather the fallout so far, she is determined to protect their family's financial stability. Many fans dismiss these concerns as mere overreactions, insisting that throughout their years together the couple has always been a united front, and in times of crisis, they should stick together rather than splinter apart. In an earlier interview, Blake once shared that everything she did was as a team with Ryan, declaring that he would always be her best friend. But if serious issues are indeed brewing between them, it might be a result of their own actions. Perhaps Blake wishes she could rewind time and correct the missteps made on set with Justin Baldoni, a sentiment she even touched on during a November 2024 episode of the Gents Talk podcast. On that same podcast, Justin Baldoni revealed some unsettling details about his mental health struggles. In an episode aired on February 10th, 2025, he confessed that he'd been overwhelmed by emotional stress and exhaustion, texting his closest friends and his company president that he wasn't in the best headspace. At 41, Baldoni spoke candidly about how the pressure of material success and personal challenges had deeply affected him and his family. He stressed that healing isn't linear, it requires setbacks and plateaus to truly move forward. So, what do you think of all this drama? Are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds really facing marital challenges? And could this legal feud be the final nail in their once-perfect relationship? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you're the first to catch our next update. Until then, see you in the next video. And stay tuned for more Starlight Scoops.
Yeah.